you don't need to be in ESL. You can like advance to an actual like English social studies kind of class. And I was like, well, talk to Hello guys, welcome back to your own podcast, The Untold with Azi. I am your host, as always, Azi. Today we have a very amazing soul blessing us with her presence. She's actually one of my old friends, and we go way back, way back to high school, grade 10. Just gonna get right into it. Hello, Sarah June.
Hi, Azi June.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm so glad that I'm here with you after
Same.
so long.
I know, it's how many years has it been?
I think the last time that we saw each other, it was like 2017 or 16 or something.
I know. I mean, yeah, I think I've just started. I think I was 2 years after I started university, and then yeah. But no, we go way back to 2011.
Wow, yeah.
It's almost a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't think I've ever told you this, or I don't think you've known it, but you were literally the first person I ever talked to and saw.
No.
Yeah, I never saw at school. Like, I was just this lost kid. It was her first day. I was only here for like 2 days. Like, I moved to Canada in 2011, and we landed. We went to this house, apartment, whatever, and then next day they're like, "Oh, you should go to school." And I'm like, great.
You should go to school.
You should go to school. I know, too early. So yeah, I came to, I think the school was the name of the school?
Balmoral.
Balmoral? Okay, yeah, it's just good memory. It was called Balmoral, and then I went to like the office area, and then they gave me my schedule. Yeah. And then my mom left. She's like, "Are you gonna be okay?" I was like, "Yeah, totally." Not really. Not really.
The confidence, though.
I know. I was like, yes, I can do this. I can pull it off. And then so she left, and then the bell rang. I think it was the first period or something. I can't remember. And then I saw all these people like running around, and I was scared. Like,
yeah. It was so chaotic.
Chaotic, yeah. Right? Yeah. And then so I saw this beautiful girl just like walking from the cafeteria, and then with like her own like group of friends. And then you honestly seem like the most approachable one.
I'm glad.
Yeah, she seemed like the most approachable one. And then so I just like, I went and I was like, "Sorry, excuse me, like I don't know where to go." And you were just like, "It's okay, just come with me."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
God. I don't remember that.
I was just like surprised that you were like, "It's okay, just come with me." So I like literally
I was just so used to like people, like new people coming to our school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like before you, there were like other people who came.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah.
They
So
all
I feel like I'm just like, okay, let's go. Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it.
Just come with me. We'll figure it out. It's okay.
That's so
yeah,
fun.
I know.
Oh
I just tagged along with you, and then it's funny because they started reading the name of the people on the class list, like taking attendance. I was remember, like I think I was sitting beside you or something, and then they didn't say my name.
Oh.
And back then in my brain I was like, so if we're all in the same grade, we all have the same class, and we're all in the same class.
That's not how it works.
That was not
it
how
wasn't
it
a cohort.
No, that's not how it worked. So then I think after they took the attendance, I went up to the teacher and I was like, "Sorry, you didn't read my name. Am I in this class? Like, am I not supposed to be here? And then I think the teacher was like, and then it's like, "What's your name?" I told him, it's like, "No, you're not supposed to be in this class, but like, it's okay. Just like, sit here.
Just chill here."
Yeah, I was like, "It's my first day. Just sit here." So yeah, it was crazy. Like, yeah, you seem like a very approachable person.
Okay,
so
I'm
just
glad to hear that.
I know. Do you remember any of the classes that we had though together?
I think we had one class together that I completely remember, that we were actually sitting together and doing all the projects. And that was our social studies.
Social studies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That class was brutal, honestly.
What's that about social studies?
Social studies?
It was more like about the culture of Canada and like North America in general.
I know. Yeah,
I
just a
feel
little
like.
bit of history,
Society.
and like how like the government works. And we were basically doing a lot of projects from what I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it
We're
was
doing a lot
more
of project
project-based,
based.
yeah.
But this is the thing, we had to do presentations.
And you just came.
And I just came and I could I could speak, but I was not confident enough to actually go up like by the board and be like, okay, class, today we are talking about like this. I was so scared. Like I had to read off notes and everything. And yeah, I think the teacher was kind of like, I like these kind of people and I don't like these kind of people. He was very like specific.
Yeah, it was very funny.
He failed me my first term.
Did he?
Yeah, he
Failed that core?
he failed
In
my
social
first
studies?
semester. Yeah, he failed me the first semester.
You never told me.
No, I never told anyone. I'm the TMI. No, but he failed me the first semester, and
Oh,
he's like, I
wow.
need to speak with your parents.
Oh my
What was the
god.
problem?
He was basically saying that I don't know if she's gonna accelerate in this class right now. She should take BC culture, was it?
Oh.
Yeah, she should take BC culture because like that's like an ESL kind of English, and social studies is more like an advanced kind of English. And then so my parents were like,
But
okay.
I thought you were doing good because like
I was.
Yeah.
But then
Confidence, huh?
in my perspective, you didn't have any kind of struggles in the class.
I
I don't
wasn't-
know. He was like a little bit
that's what I'm
because he
saying.
was also like Canadian.
He was
He was native.
It was very
So I
native.
feel like he was a little bit more aware of like the
Specific, yeah.
language barrier
Yeah.
and maybe a little bit more of the other.
Yeah, he was very he was quite
Use the word.
rare.
Use the word.
We can't use the word.
I mean, since it's on
We can't discriminate.
it was almost borderline racism. I don't want to almost
Specify. Don't. We don't
Almost.
label.
we don't label, but almost I can say like close by. Well, no. Anyways, he put me in like BC culture.
Oh.
So now I was in BC culture, and then the teacher there was so like inclusive, and she was so nice and everything. And then I think after like a couple weeks, she came up to me. She's like, I don't understand why you're you're in BC culture. This is ESL. You don't need to be in ESL. You can like advance to an actual like English social
Yeah.
studies kind of class. And I was like, well,
Well,
talk to. Exactly. If you're watching
I'm
it.
gonna beep that one.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a good one.
oh, that wasn't supposed to be in here.
That was
No
not
names.
supposed to be called out. Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's all right. But I think it was a whole different story, like experience. But you were already here for how long though?
I was there. I feel like we were in Ontario. We were in Toronto, and then we moved to Vancouver.
With
So
your
in
family?
the school, yeah.
Mm.
So in the school, I think I entered in 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, you moved to BC in 2000.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you were there for like you were pretty established.
I was.
she
I was
knew the
kind of
ways.
used to the school and
she was
everything.
She was pretty established, and she knew.
And it
the
was
ways.
so fun that you guys were like moving from Iran to the school, so we were always getting new people, and it was so exciting. And I was like a very communicative person,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I was a social person,
She
so
really
I
was
like
social,
that.
yeah.
I like to make
Friends
new
and,
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing I was saying. Like you were like really friendly and like open to new people.
yeah,
And like it was like easy to like talk to you and
Yeah.
like just kind of like make the friendship. But I think specifically for our year, a lot of new people did come. Like I think aside from me, there was at least 5 other people who were new.
yeah.
Or like maybe they were there for like a couple months or something. But there were like a lot of
Yeah,
new
yeah.
people, and yeah. I mean, initially it was really hard to make friends though. Like I can't really say high school was the best experience ever. Especially because everyone would become really cliquey.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, did you feel the same way? I mean, at least in my experience, it was like that.
Yeah. I think they chose their own like
Yeah, like
friends and
little
like
cliques.
yeah.
And you had to like really fit in.
And
If
you
you
didn't click with anyone?
no, it
Click
was
with me.
I click with her. No, it was more like you had to fit in. So, and coming from a different culture and country, like everything is just like so new to you.
I
The way you
understand, yeah.
dress can be judged.
And that was my second school after like moving from Iran
Mhm.
in Canada. So I had the same type of like struggles in my
Struggles.
first school when I was in Ontario. So
Mhm.
it wasn't like I haven't experienced any of
Yeah.
that. And like actually when I was in Ontario, there
Mhm.
were like less Iranian people. Like maybe
Yeah.
just there was like one
Mhm.
and
It
one
was
That would've
after
difficult for you.
Yeah.
and another like other people like there was like another Farsi speaking person but was Afghan, so I
Mhm.
couldn't sometimes I couldn't understand all the things that she was telling me
Yeah.
because the words are different.
Yeah, sometimes it's different. Yeah.
Some of
As hard
them.
as English.
So yeah, I was like, how am I gonna survive here? But then you just get used to it, I
Yeah.
guess.
No, it definitely took a year to like get used to everything.
Yeah.
But like this is where I wanted to go with like it being cliquey is that like you really had to like find your own way to
Yeah.
a clique and like you had to like try to fit in.
Yeah, and there wasn't so many options.
No, there wasn't that many options, especially like because you were like if you were new and you were like, oh, I only want to hang out with like the Persians and like there weren't that many people you could choose. There weren't that much option.
Exactly.
So you had to like what's the word? You had to kind of like change yourself in a way to fit in.
Yeah.
Maybe like I at least for myself, like I wouldn't like always be as comfortable. But I was like, I don't want to be alone, so might as well.
Also,
Might
it's
as
going
well.
to the new environment because if you're changing schools, you will have the same experience.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Not
yeah.
all of that was coming from that you came from Iran. I think even if someone changing school, they are experiencing the same.
Yeah.
The adaptation is a thing. It's difficult, but like in my own experience, I have found when I was born, I was just moving around different
lot.
cities and countries. So I was like kind of just like I can just adapt to the situation very.
But I think you pick up
much
a skill,
easier.
like try to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really new to me, like at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the good part about like going off to university and like, that is like you kind of pick the people that you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like I don't know, I vibe with this person a lot better. Or like
Yeah.
I vibe with that person a lot better.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But overall I can't say it was the best experience. There was too many hardships, I would say. Too many hardships in terms of like the quality of like being hard. It wasn't that hard, right? Not really. No, like the math or
No, it was pretty basic,
right?
in my opinion.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
I can say
good.
that was
And
really
the
fun.
fact that you could actually go out of school, you could skip the classes. This wasn't a thing in Iran.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Like I
Did you
remember.
skip a lot? I mean, I remember I
I have
skipped.
a good story. Okay, I just
Tell me.
remembered. So when after like grade 10, I moved back to Iran.
Okay.
I wasn't like I was just going for a visit, but
Yeah.
I stayed
Yes,
there.
you
So
vanished.
So
Everyone was wondering what happened.
I'm not gonna
Sana.
go to the details why I did that and stuff
That's
like
okay.
that, but I just want to tell you a story. So I was in this. I like registered myself in this Iranian school, so it wasn't even an international school.
Okay.
So, I went to that school,
Yeah.
and one day I was in a school. It was like the first year that I was there, like first few months, and then I was hungry, and I didn't like the there was just like a place that
Like
there was a person that
Okay.
but she made like not very healthy food. So I was literally like trying to I did get some things from her, but I wasn't really into it anymore.
Maybe I don't want this.
So I was like, it was recess.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to go out of school.
Yeah.
And it was on a street where there was like so many other restaurants where
Yeah.
my school was
School was.
located. So I wanted to go out of the school, and then there was this guy, the security of the school, there is always a guy, you know, it's
Yes,
called
always
the
like,
father of the school.
oh yes,
So the
oh,
father
yeah,
of the
yeah,
school,
yeah, right, okay, yeah, it's coming back to me.
yeah, the dad of the school,
Yeah.
he came to me when I was trying to go out of the school, and he
Yeah.
told me, "What are you doing?"
What do you think you're doing?
What
What do you
exactly?
think you're doing?
I was like, "I'm trying to go get some food,"
yeah.
and he's like, "What are you talking about? You
You
wanna?"
must have been really shocked.
Yeah, you want to go out of the school?
How dare you?
Like, I was like, I was honestly like, I just wanted to get like other food, like the
Yeah.
food that is in here.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I just want to get something else and get back for the
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
And then he was like so shocked. He's like, you can
can't
never
do
go
that.
out of the school. When you come to the school in the morning,
Yeah.
you go when
stay
the when the whole thing is completed.
Exactly.
And that was like a very weird thing to
like
me.
a very, it was like almost a
Yeah.
cultural shock at that point.
And like when we were like in Canada,
Yeah.
like I remember with my friends, we used to skip the class,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
if we wanted, like
Yeah.
if we thought like we don't need to,
Yeah.
because you know it's your own
Sometimes the classes were
responsibility.
boring, right?
Yeah, and like or like in the recess you could go to, I don't know, McDonald's and get something
Wherever,
and
yeah,
then come. Yeah.
That's
So
true.
that was weird.
That's true,
But
actually.
that
The
was a
first
reality
time-
check.
So this is the thing. I have the exact opposite experience. Like first time ever skipping was like such a big deal to
Stressful.
me. It was so stressful. I was like, what if they call my parents? What if someone's looking? It's like nobody cares. Like, what if somebody,
Nobody cared if you go out.
No.
There's no principle to look
I honestly
after
think I honestly think the first time I skipped was with you.
the naughty one.
The naughty one. I think I even have a picture of that day. Like it's in my very first
The
phone.
scape.
The scape.
Prison break.
Seriously, no. I remember. I was so scared. I was like, "This is not normal."
I
like,
know, because like
how can you skip
morally, like
class?
in your head, you think that you're doing something that is not moral.
No, it's like, yeah. I was so worried they're gonna call my parents and be like, your kid's not in school anymore. Like, yeah, they've escaped. They're dead or something. God knows where they. I know, that's crazy.
So yeah,
It's funny how we have like almost a similar experience. It's
I
just
know,
like
yeah. Just different time.
different times. I know. No, it was crazy. I also remember something else. I remember so the first person, the only person who's ever proposed to me. The only person who's ever proposed to me.
Did I propose to you?
Do you know who that was? You don't remember?
You're trying to say that I proposed to you.
Oh, there's a hair here. I mean, at that point, I think I should take it as a proposal.
Oh,
Well, you gave me a ring.
did I?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, she gave me a...
A
There's a
ring.
hair here. Just give me a second. Can you see it?
No. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that.
Do this.
Oh, okay. I'm distracting me. Yeah, no. You even gave me a ring. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, it didn't have a stone. I mean, we were only
Well,
grade 10.
I couldn't afford, but
It was silver, though.
oh.
Yeah, so it was worthy.
Mm.
I actually have it here.
Oh really?
Yeah. Do you want to see
Sure,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You still kept it.
I did.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, no, it was
Wow.
so
That's part of our memories. Yeah.
This is the thing. Anything any of my like friends like have given to me that was special to them, or like it was something that like they owned it, they didn't like buy it from me, and they were like, oh, they're like, oh, here you go. Like they wrote something in it, like if it was a book or they wrote something in it and they gave it to me.
just
Like
keep
it becomes
it.
like such it's very dear.
Sentimental, yeah.
Very sentimental, yeah. So it always keeps like a very strong memory
Yeah,
my brain
that was
of
so
them.
cute. I didn't even remember it, and like
because I was the
that's so
recipient.
nice.
I
Yeah,
remember.
that's
But no,
lucky.
I have
Can I
it here.
see it?
Yes, I actually have it here.
Oh,
That is the ring.
wow!
The ring.
So
I
you didn't buy the
remember
ring.
this.
She didn't buy the ring at that time.
I was just
It was
wearing it.
She was wearing
Apparently,
it. Yeah.
Oh, it was wearing
Yeah, she was. I think the day we actually skipped class.
keep
that
it
was-
for another decade at least.
This was a symbol of our scape. I think we were bounded by this ring to that scape. No, yeah, I actually kept wearing it for like.
I wanted to
couple
make you
years.
feel at home.
So this was interesting because I think you wore it on your thumb, and I that was really interesting to me because I haven't seen people like wearing a ring often like on their
Oh,
thumb.
interesting.
And
And I don't do it now. That's
Yeah.
so weird.
And then like it suddenly just became so catchy. I was like, oh, this is cute. Like, you know, I only just made
This
a
is
comment.
fun.
I just made a comment, and she was like, oh, do you think like do you want it? I was like, no, but yeah,
Cuddling me.
yeah, cuddling you, and then she was like, yeah, no, you should totally have it. Like, you know, so yeah, no, I kept it. I still wear it
Aw.
sometimes. Yeah, I have it like in my little like jewelry box of like
Oh, that's
the ones that I
nice.
wear quite often.
Hmm.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
That was really interesting.
I know. Did I not give you anything? If you did I not return the favor?
You escaped with me.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
all
fair
I
enough.
needed.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. No, it was just it's been such a long time though, like since
Yeah.
we we've talked. But I remember you came back in what 2016 was it?
Yeah,
2017? Yeah, I can't remember
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I was at UBC then.
Yeah.
And then you were kind of like, what did you say? Do you remember? It's like, let's just hang out, or I want to see your campus. I'm coming to your campus.
I think you told me that there was an event, like
There
a
was.
Persian event.
Yeah.
So I think you told me like, do you wanna go?
Yeah.
And then we went together. And it was really fun.
It was fun.
And I was like so like astonished about the whole situation because I've never been like in any university.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in like Canada, I didn't go to see it because I was just a teenager.
Yeah.
And I saw that you guys were actually dancing with a Persian music in the middle of this like very famous university. And all the people
Doing
just
the
like pass. Yeah, and all the people like the foreigners, I mean not Persian people,
Yeah.
were just like passing
Passing
by like
by.
this is something very normal. And I was
Yeah.
like, what?
You're actually right.
Dancing to the Sandy.
Andy, you should be proud. No, I know. So I was part of like this club called Persian Club, and then they would hold like a lot of events and like I know. But
I have the video.
Now that like
I
you saying
still
it, you have the video.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
put it.
Show me after. I wanna see the little video. What were-
Yeah,
we were
like,
all
people were
dancing.
just dancing.
No,
Yeah.
but you saying it from your perspective, like it was shocking.
Yeah, it was really shocking.
It's interesting because like it was such a normal thing for us.
Oh, wow.
Like we would almost have it at every event. It would be like people would not come if there wasn't any dancing.
Oh wow.
It's like, oh, so is your DJ coming? You know, I think one of the people in like the group, one of the VPs or
It was
like,
pretty
assistant-
fun.
Yeah, they would always like DJ and like
I
have.
had the same feeling at UBC at the beginning when I saw Persian Club.
Yeah,
I
that's the
was
same
like,
feeling?
I would think there would be something
And
like that
they-
there.
And
Right?
I
Yeah,
liked
those-
your bounds with like your friends.
Mhm.
Like you were like, I feel like because you were spending a lot of time together in the university, you were like brothers and sisters, and you were
Yeah.
like so close.
We had a
And
really
I-
good big group.
When I was in Iran, I couldn't relate to my classmates, the
Mm.
girls there, because even like me being
Yeah.
very adaptive and
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah, sometimes it
communicative,
was
I
just-
couldn't like really relate to them, especially because before I was like in a high school in Canada. So
I know.
it was kind of a very
Different.
different situation. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it was good or bad, it was just different.
Yeah.
But like when I saw you guys, I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's something that I like.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean-
but I went to BCIT and I didn't see a lot of Persian people, and I was just going.
It's interesting. I thought PCIT should have a lot of Persians.
I don't know. There were like different
Especially in
buildings. In my building, not many, but like and I just didn't. It wasn't just the same vibe. I think that was in UBC and the Persian club and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
The Persian club
We
there
didn't
was
have a
strong.
Persian club. We were just going there to
Yeah.
study and get back, like just to the class
That's
and out
so
of the class.
interesting.
But you guys had a campus life, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
like that.
Yeah. It was like I'm like the only thing I'm glad about going to UBC is that I actually did experience that university life. I didn't stay on campus for like I didn't live on campus, but I did spend a lot of time on campus. I think I would go home around like 8 p.m. or something.
And
Sometimes
miss the
even
campus.
late. Yeah, sometimes even later at night. But no. A lot of it was because a lot of the friends we had from high school, we all moved
you guys all
together.
moved, yeah.
And then we were all in the same
Environment.
major. No,
Oh, yeah,
studying the
yeah.
same things.
You were
we took
all
the
studying
same
science.
classes. Yeah. all studying the same thing, same classes, so we were all like, we were bound together.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like that. But and I was really excited when I heard like UBC was going to like have this architecture program
Oh.
for the bachelors, but they didn't. So
Oh, yeah.
so they
I was
were like tricking me a little bit, but
I thought the
yeah, and
architecture program was just like for masters.
it was only for masters.
Yeah.
But they said that they were trying to have it for bachelors, but
Yeah.
they were like pending the last approval from the Ministry of Advanced Education.
That's a mouthful.
So yeah, so like they just
I know.
they just like told me like because I was just going back and forth and trying to figure out like when they're actually like, you know, really accepting the
Yeah.
applications and if
Yeah.
I can go, because I was like, I came back from Iran and I
Yeah.
was really trying to figure out like which major to go
Yeah.
because I was studying architecture back in Iran and I wanted to go to architecture. I didn't want to study anything else and like
Just
waste my time on stuff like
very
that.
definitive.
Yeah.
On it. Okay.
So, and then they told me like, if you want to do something with your life, just do it. So then I went to BCIT
if you
for
wanna do
interior design.
anything.
Yeah, literally,
Okay.
they just like, I don't know if I still have
But you
it
know,
in-
I'm glad they at least told you. Sometimes they just waste people's lives and it just goes on and.
Yeah.
So what I know you study architecture. What happened that you became interested in architecture?
Oh yeah. So when I was in Iran, I after my high school, when I finished high school, I
Yeah.
had a lot of time in my hand, like in summer.
Mm.
So like I didn't want it to waste my summer time, so I started like going to these institutions where they were teaching like programs like applications for interior design and architecture like AutoCAD and like 3ds Max and like other architecture programs like applications I mean. So I really like the idea of it, but I had no idea like how it is going to be in real
Yeah.
life. So I just wanted to get a sneak peek of it, and I did go to I did register and go to
The
those classes the whole summer, and I fell
Nice.
in love with like what we were doing
Yeah.
and the architecture, and I had a really good instructor
Okay. But that really does
who
impact it.
really made me passionate about the
whole thing.
program. Yeah, so
I think that's really important.
yeah. So that was something that made me very interested. But other than that, like in my life, I feel like there were so many things that made me to be
Where you are.
Yeah.
In like the profession that
Exactly.
you are. What things?
So when I was like little, like I said, we used to like move a lot.
Yeah.
Because of my parents like
the job,
the career, and we were like always going to different cities like countries and stuff like that, and because of my father's job, he was like really working in like the hotel industry, like tourism, stuff like that. So, and hospitality, so I used to like go to all these hotels and like see these nice
Isn't
hotels,
that
the
nice?
design and the new restaurants. So I was really exposed to these kind of things.
Environments,
And I was like really always like feeling, I still like do, but I remember like I getting goosebumps of seeing like this design in this boutique, like the design of this boutique or the restaurant or the hotel, and be very amazed by it. So I was like very always inspired by these things. So I feel like that was something that made me really inclined to
strong impact.
Exactly, yeah.
Or like you're almost like correlating it with like that profession. That's
I did, and
Did you have was there a specific like hotel or like a design of a hotel that really like impressed you like throughout the years that you kept moving?
When I was a child?
Yeah. Like something really memorable that you're like, oh, I like you'll remember it to this day.
I feel like in general, So there was a time where we were living in Dubai. So I remember that I really liked the hotels there. So like, you know,
They
the
do look
design.
very luxurious.
Yeah, so they were very advanced in the design.
Yeah.
And like I loved all the malls and like all the, because you know I like the combination of fashion and architecture both together. So I was seeing that in like the big malls and the boutiques.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything is specific, but there is a combination
Yeah.
of all of those designs that
Yeah.
made an impact for me.
I think yeah. So like, I think the big picture was the design. Like,
Yeah.
the design and how it all comes together and
And
how.
there is something interesting about me. I feel like I always prefer the interior more than nature. Like this is
nature with
this
like
is
outside.
yeah,
Or-
like you know, people when they want to have fun, they want to go to nature, they want to
Yeah,
go
wanna go
to the
out.
beach, or I don't know, to the like do a hike or something.
Yeah.
But if you ask me where to go, I want to go maybe sit in a hotel lobby or like go to a cafe or
A
like
cafe
sit at
in the hotel
home.
lobby.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
that would be the best one. So yeah, I never was like an outdoor person that much. I was like an indoor person. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel
I
like
kind of feel you, honestly. I like the
Yeah.
indoors.
I'm a
lot.
homebody.
I call myself a house chicken. Especially in winters, I'm a house chicken.
I know, especially in Vancouver, I feel
Yeah.
like there's not
But
much you
I
can
can see
do.
you have expensive taste at this.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's good. It's good to have a expensive taste. So you also said you were into fashion.
Yeah.
I've seen your TikTok videos actually.
Oh, yeah.
Stalking you. No, actually, I follow you. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, I saw you were talking about what was it called? Was it
Fast
just a fast fashion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to like talk about some terms like in fashion so
Yeah.
that maybe some other people are interested to know. So like fast fashion, haute couture, stuff like that. But yeah, because I was really interested in both like in design and fashion.
Okay.
Like design in general, so like not only architecture, interior design, fashion, like all of them together. I did get like some courses in a school that is very famous in fashion. It's called Parson, and it's in New York.
Oh,
But I did some online courses there.
nice.
Yeah, so it was really interesting, and I got like really into it more when I went to that school online.
Yeah.
I took it in COVID.
See, at least you educated yourself during COVID time.
I took the time of my. It was the best time of my life.
You didn't
Actually,
have to go out. You would have just stayed home.
I enjoyed because I was an interior person.
Exactly. So in the entire time, you were like, okay, home
So yeah, I was
is my
like-
holy place.
Exactly. I was like doing everything in home, and I had no problem with being quarantined. I was just scared, but
I mean, were you alone at that point?
no, I was with my family.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, at least. you know.
Yeah, and we had a good outdoor space, so I wasn't really
Chill in the
feeling
backyard?
bad. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was a lot in the back. I was even scared of the backyard. Maybe the virus is spreading in the.
The birds are bringing the virus. Oh
So,
no,
yeah.
yeah, I remember.
But yeah, I took it in COVID,
Mm.
and it was really good time.
Yeah,
to
no, because
do
I saw
that,
the
yeah.
content and I was like, this is like really good stuff.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about like fast fashion, and the other one was what? The good quality fashion. Slow fashion, you said? Slow fashion. I don't know. You should tell me what they are.
Yeah, so
I mean, I kind of know, but I can't explain.
So yeah, fast fashion is like some of the brands are called fast fashion because of how they are manufacturing and producing their products. So the process is pretty fast. So the quality is lower. The like all the tailoring and stuff like that is not perfect, and they're using like very cheap labor people, and they're not paying them
as much
enough. Yeah, so
Very
that's very
underpaid.
bad. Yeah, so this is very unfair to them, and also because of this process of like mass producing, there is a lot of problems with a lot of garbage producing in the world.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's not good,
Not
but I
great,
know
yeah.
like it's a very hard thing to say, like people do not buy fast fashion in
I know.
this.
Because the price is, at the end of the
Yeah.
price is cheaper, like more affordable.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like being mindful of the whole process and how we're supporting. Because, you know, me and my friend in the COVID again, we took a lot of advantage of that time. So
That's good.
we started like a podcast, but
Yeah.
in Farsi language.
Mhm.
So we started talking about fashion because both of our backgrounds was related to
To
it.
fashion.
Because I mean, mine was more interior design,
Design.
but like I took those courses
Yeah.
during
You had
that time.
you had some knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friend was into she was a director like in media and cinema, so
Oh.
she was working a
Nice.
lot in fashion with fashion brands. So she was working with Oakenford.
Oh,
She's now working with Arctic. So
nice.
all these
amazing.
yeah, she had a lot of experience with fashion. So we were just talking about more like how people, like how celebrities are dressing. And at the end of each of our episodes, we were like recommending very good new designers.
Designers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Persian Iranian designers
Okay.
who were like actually making good design with high quality and good products. We were just
Do you
trying
have
to
any like in Canada?
in Canada, yeah, we have one or two.
I only like know, but I don't know like
Yeah, we
of
have
the quality.
one of them, but I haven't tried the quality. but I
Haven't
know
got
a
her
lot
hands
of
on it.
yeah, we knew a lot of good
Designers.
designers in Iran, and
That's
they were
interesting.
like very
Did you
impressive.
did you stop the podcast or?
We did stop the podcast because we got very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, and
I know it's hard to like
was
keep
working
a consistent schedule.
Yeah, by that time I was like working a lot, so I was also working a lot in interior design. So we kind of stopped and went our own ways and left the fashion in between.
Fashion break. Do you plan to like maybe like restart again?
The podcast,
Yeah.
that one.
I mean, I don't know how it
no.
went. Like, did it?
Not
Something
necessarily.
fashion related.
Yeah, or anything
Something
fashion related.
I personally, for now, I don't think I have a lot of time to do another whole project. But like, you know, in my TikTok, because it's my passion,
Yeah,
I do a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But now I'm
No,
trying to
definitely
focus.
see it.
Trying to focus on my own field because it's more what I do every single day. So it's like more relatable for myself. But that's my passion. I just put it a little bit here and there. I post
definitely.
a little bit.
I mean, you know, it's obvious. Like from the videos that I've seen, at least you've made, like it's obvious. Like, there is like knowledge and like education behind the things like you're saying, and some of them are actually pretty useful. Like I know you talk about interior design and like different types of interior design, or like
styles,
what can you do, like what can you do with like your space and whatnot. Do you think like how we actually design the space in our home like really affects our mood?
Yeah, it definitely does. So there's a lot of things that can affect the mood, apart from like the items in the house, like the furniture. There are like lighting that can really affect the mood.
Yeah.
So have you ever, like, I'm gonna ask this question from yourself. So have you ever like entered a space and you maybe had not a really good day, and you enter the space and you felt like you're feeling a little bit better?
Definitely, I have had that experience where
It felt cozy, it felt warm, maybe
kind of
something
calm,
like
almost
that.
like oh, everything is so neat
and
and tidy. And
sometimes you can feel secured, more secured in the space. Sometimes you can feel like more cozy and comfortable. Somewhere feels more inviting. So it really depends on, you know, what elements of interior design or principles they use. So it can be lighting, it can be I don't know, colors, textures. So all those things, your senses get them. So you know,
you perceive a lot of information.
Exactly. So if you see like in hospitals, they use different lighting. So it's
Yes.
more like crisp, it's more like cool.
Yeah.
But like maybe if you go to a cafe, it's
Yeah.
more warm and cozy. So
Yeah.
you know they're
Yeah,
trying
what
to
is
evoke.
that about? Why does it feel so cool in the hospital? Actually, you're right. Now that I think about
Because
it,
they're trying to
Oh.
promote more productivity. I don't know
God,
if you
it's
feel
not like we
productive.
already don't
Maybe
work
they do.
enough. Now that I
If
think
they had
about
a
it.
really good lighting designer, they have to promote productivity more. But like, and you know, if you go to a law office,
Mhm.
they have to use a certain furniture that make you feel secured. So they do
Really?
something like psychologically,
Oh, that's
they
interesting.
choose furniture or the colors that you feel more stable and secure. So they want to give that feeling that you can trust them. So
So
it's really interesting too.
is there like a specific material also like going along with that, or?
The material that feels more durable
Mhm.
but not harsh.
Mm.
So you know you gotta be very
Wow.
careful. There's a very small, you know, difference
Yeah,
that you
fine
can.
line of.
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
Wow.
That was
So
the
they
word that I
actually
was looking.
consider this stuff and like.
Yeah, and you don't really understand it, but you feel it, and the
Mm.
feeling that you get. But not. I'm not saying that all the
Yeah.
places do
Do
go with
yeah.
this, but if you wanna make a space that will affect
Mhm.
your client and
Yeah.
target
Audience.
yeah,
Yeah.
target audience, target market,
Mhm.
in a suitable way, you
Yeah.
gotta be able to like, you know, make it somehow.
Psychology
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
it.
care about the
Yeah.
psychology or hire someone that is
That was interesting.
knowledgeable about that. So yeah, that was
Well, that's
something.
yeah. Is
That
there like a? Do you think there are certain colors that like would make you feel like more settled, or like is it soothing and cozy like in a
yeah,
house?
definitely. So they're like the colors that are you know, the combination of the colors is really important.
Yeah,
So
for
we
sure.
have a color theory, which you gotta know what colors to use together to evoke a certain feeling.
Yeah.
But in general, the colors that are more warm feel like not like red, but like more like cream, you know, stuff like that
Yeah.
feels bad. And also, blue makes you feel very calm and relaxed.
Mhm.
So it's really important to, other than like saying that this color makes you feel a certain way, see like if this works in this environment. So maybe this color that is, I don't know, warm does not work in your bedroom. So you
Yeah.
gotta know what kind of
Colors.
feeling you want to evoke in that environment
Like
and room. So you gotta go with
But
that.
tell me, once you came into my, I know it was a bit like set up because we're recording.
Yeah.
But how did the environment here make you feel?
The environment here made me feel welcomed.
Okay.
I love the
Good, good.
green. Actually, green is my favorite color.
Oh,
if you
is
didn't
it?
know, so
Oh.
I'm really glad that it's our
The background is
background.
green. Yeah,
So,
no, we
yeah.
were surprised when we came to this place also. Like, we were like, oh my god, the background is green. And like,
Oh,
yeah, because we didn't paint it originally.
okay.
It was painted like that. And then, so yeah, we're
Did you like it?
We loved it, honestly.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
this was, aside from like having like this windows in the kitchen and like from the, towards the living room, we were really surprised by the color of the walls in the living room. We're like, this, I love this. And initially
Yeah,
we
it was
thought
a
it's gonna be
selling
really
point.
hard to find furniture. I mean, we kind of went with royal blue, but then at least we thought that it kind of goes with it. I have no idea of color theory.
And the other thing, we wanted the kitchen to be connected to the living area because I personally am spending a lot of time in the kitchen area.
Yeah,
he
I love
cooks
the
a
layout.
lot, yeah.
I love the fact that it's kind of separated but also open, so you get to communicate like with your guests and everything.
Exactly, because
Like we did when I entered.
Yeah, from you know, memories. I always saw like my mom was always like separated from like the rest of the people, like the guests.
I know.
She's
In
always
Iran.
Exactly.
They're always there.
And I remember every time like they would always look for this L-shaped kind of like houses where one side of the L, it was like the living area, and the other side where you couldn't see basically It
Sometimes
was the
Persian moms
kitchen.
like that.
I know, but then
because they want to make their mess and then clean it.
they don't want
because
anyone to see it.
because I mean, let's be honest, Persian food has a lot of stuff to do with it, so
Yes.
it does
The
make a little bit
recipe's
of
heavy.
mess.
I had the same experience.
But no, I always felt sad because my mom was always separated because she was like working in the kitchen, trying to make the food.
It's not good.
Yeah, and we're all here like trying to talk. So seeing this kind of like having
Distinction.
distinction, like it's nice, definitely. Like he cooks a lot, and then so it's always nice because we can always chat. Oh, not really, but yes.
You're on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think there are like any misconceptions about your industry, like
Yeah.
architecture? How do you say that? Architect or architecture industry?
Architecture.
Architecture, yeah. Okay.
So I do feel like about misconception about interior design. There is a lot.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of people who do not, maybe they are not aware of the differences between interior decorating and interior designing. So this
Okay.
is a whole different category. They are related,
Mhm.
but they're not the same thing.
Okay.
And sometimes people think interior design is just like, color theory or
Decorating.
lighting or moving around the furniture.
Yeah, that's
definitely not it.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah, definitely. So interior design is like being interior decorating is like decorating the house, so like getting furniture and choosing the colors of the space, and also like maybe the lightings that can't be moved, like the portable ones, not the ones that are fixed on the ceiling and stuff like that. But interior design is more of like defining the layout of the interior. So like designing the whole layout in the CAD files, like in the drawings. Like doing all the drawings.
Okay. It's
So a lot more technical. Yeah. And a lot of more defining the spaces, not defining where
it's
the
used
furniture
very
should go.
interchangeably though, then, because
Yeah,
I for one, like, for sure have used like the word interior design as like how you decorate the inside of a house.
An architect.
Sorry?
And the word architect.
And the word I know I haven't interchangeably used that.
It is a little bit bothersome for the people who are in the industry, but it is at the same time understandable because like there wasn't someone that like literally experienced the differences of the.
I don't think, was there always this distinction before? It's just like people have just interchangeably like started using it. Like, was a distinction there, or is it just recent years that like
maybe the definition in the different countries are different. So I feel like in Iran, when I was in Iran, people still thought interior design as interior decorating, so more of like decorating with the furniture. But in here, at least in North America, interior designer does like a lot of stuff, like the ceiling design, like the putting all the,
what do you call that? Columns,
not the columns,
walls.
Putting like defining all the walls, defining all the spaces. And like choosing all the materials for that spaces, how the materials work in that space, are they durable?
Well, so much goes into it.
So much goes into it. So it's not like
it's nothing like what I thought it was.
And I had that misconception too when I was in Iran. So it wasn't like when I got back from Iran to Canada, so I wanted to study architecture because that was my passion. I wanted to draw like the whole house. I wanted to create that environment the way that I wanted it to be. I wanted to define the spaces. I wanted to build things within it, not just move things around it. I love doing decoration too. I do still, and I do staging for like the real estate.
Do you?
Yeah, I do a lot of real estate staging too. So that's really fun too, because I can make the impact for the decision that they're making.
So you basically get to choose the furniture and like where things
do you
go.
get the furniture from?
Yeah.
So it is different. So if I have an investor client, it really depends on the client. So if I have the investor, they
Yeah.
usually tell me to buy the stuff.
Like this is a budget,
Yeah.
like spend this much and just buy
So
whatever.
they wanna sometimes move those furniture to the different project. They have different house that they're going to complete.
Mhm.
So that was something that I've done. So I
Mhm.
bought everything and then we moved it
Oh,
to
wow.
different, and then I reinstalled everything in the other houses.
Okay.
But sometimes I get it from Flow.
Flow.
So yeah, I don't want to get my own inventory yet because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
With interior design, I don't
Huh.
wanna go into the whole different category.
So
But
you're kind of like doing both though. So you're doing both interior design
and
and
decoration, because you learn it in interior design, but in
part of
art
it.
interior decorating, you only learn till that
Yeah, you don't really get into the technical
border.
parts.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't get to do the floor plans and layout. Maybe you just do the furniture plan to know where to put this, but you don't define the spaces. So that's the misconception that I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
At least be one of the first people who said the truth.
And starting the, this what do they call it? This trend of like, there is a difference. Don't
Yeah.
use it interchangeably. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch out for that.
Because
I'm
we
gonna
do
try not
a
to
lot
use
of
it.
detailed work. We do a lot of detailed work. Like we're making
Yeah.
like schedules that are like so big, and just defining the door and the sizes and like the
Yeah, if you're thinking about every
specifications
little
of
space
that.
of the house, then yeah, it's a lot of work.
What are some common mistakes that people are doing in their interior design? That you see that a lot, and that's bothering you.
Common mistakes.
Common mistakes. Common mistakes is, not considering the codes and like making the best layouts that is functional.
Mhm.
So people just sometimes want to be very quick with everything so they can move to the next project. So sometimes they don't put their heart and soul into the project.
Yeah.
And they just see it as a job,
Yeah.
not a full on art, and they don't give it a soul.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like if they don't do that, it's gonna be turn out not the way that is both functional and pleasant.
Yeah. What are some
But
mistakes like you've seen?
The mistakes.
Yeah, like in the design.
There are a lot
interesting.
Yeah, so in the design, I see a lot of people like, let's say, I'm gonna say it in a decorative thing too. So when they're like very small windows,
okay,
and they put very short curtains. So like, there's a visual illusion. So if you put very short curtains because the window is short,
yeah,
it's gonna make it not pleasant, and it's gonna make
small.
it's gonna make the wall look shorter. So it's always better and more elegant even if you have a small window to have long curtains, not too long that is like
touching
laying,
the ground.
yeah, touching the ground, but like just enough that is close to the floor, so then it looks more cohesive and harmonious. I like that. And also, let me think about another thing.
It's really important. Sometimes it's like the windows are floor to ceiling windows.
Yeah,
floor to ceiling
They're
windows.
using like long curtains on that, but it doesn't matter because that's going to cover everything at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if there's a gap to the floor,
Yeah,
it's better to use longer curtains. Yeah.
Longer curtains. Yeah, no, but I feel like now that you're saying that, I feel like I've seen that like when you enter like a room and it has a small window and a short curtain as well. It does make everything just like shorter.
And
yeah.
The visual illusion is really important.
Very
because
strong.
there are so many things that may be the same size.
Yeah.
But it just, when you see it in a certain color or with a certain texture, you feel different.
Yeah.
So for instance, you enter a house that, for example, you enter an, I guess maybe a basement. you enter a basement and they have very short ceiling,
Yeah,
like
usually.
not high ceiling.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what you can do is you
Instead of
can.
big settings, I do have problem with those settings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's, you definitely do.
Yeah, he does. He's a bit tall.
So there are certain things that you can do.
Mhm.
So if this is your bedroom, you
Yeah.
can use lower beds
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to make it more.
Yeah.
Like it just feels more spacious when you have lower
Those are
bed.
big. Okay.
Both spacious and the ceiling will be
You
feeling
feel
like
like
more,
it's that's higher.
more higher. And you can also use like vertical strip, maybe wall coverings, or maybe like just paintings like that. So it will draw the eyes upwards and not make the space feel like very small and short. So yeah, that's
interesting
something
tips.
that will help.
So what are
And
some like some of these, they're almost like theories at this point, theories or tips that you use for like staging one of these like houses to like make it sell faster, or like make it look so much nice that it sells faster?
yeah, definitely. So there's something that I always try to do. So when you're designing a space or staging a space for it to be listed and go on the market,
Yeah.
it is really important not to put a lot of character in that space, because you want to give a blank space to the potential buyers to envision their own taste and
Yeah.
aesthetic in that space. So you want to give them a blank space. So I try to give it a little bit of character, but also go very neutral and just allow them to feel themselves in this area, because sometimes they may not realize that the thing that they're feeling is because of a certain thing that is in this space.
Yeah.
They may just feel like, oh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
This can be moved.
Yeah.
This can be moved to
Yeah.
another area, and it doesn't feel the same. So it just is always the best to try to give them that blank space, go more neutral, have a lot of natural light, make it feel more cozy. Try to use the lighting temperature that is more warm, so it will give the feeling of the space
Like
feeling
kinda
more homey. Yeah.
Cozy.
So yeah.
Wow. So many good tips.
Yeah.
Very good tips.
Those are, and also using a lot of soft textures, maybe putting throw
like on the
blanket,
oh,
or
God.
very comfortable
Yeah,
cushions.
I've seen all those stuff like in the pictures when you see it, you're
so
like,
they
oh,
can feel like, oh, this can be home.
Especially
Well,
in
this
those days.
this
Yeah,
afternoon I
especially in
come home
Vancouver.
and I'm just like sitting here like putting the throw on myself, and I'm just like, have my mug here.
Yeah.
Giant mug.
Some smells like cinnamon.
Oh
Just a
yeah.
little bit.
And yeah,
Right,
people usually, when they want to have open
Cinnamon?
houses, I heard that they cook cookies. They bake cookies.
They bake
sorry.
cookies.
They cook.
They cook cookies.
That smells.
So do you think it's the sugar attracting people to buy, or is it the scent of it being homey?
I feel like both. Who doesn't like sugar?
I'm coming back for more cookies. No, that's really interesting. I think these are like really, really good tips that whoever's listening and watching, they can really use if their field of work is related to this.
Yeah.
These are like I mean, not only just that, like even for your own house, I feel like you can use this tips. As you said, kind of make your home feel like really cozy. Even like you're having guests over or whatnot, like make them also feel like comfortable and like create a really
I share a lot of
environment.
I share a lot of tips in my Instagram that I recently dedicated another page to only interior design, because I was doing fashion. Oh yeah, Sara Tab.
Okay.
.interiors.
Interiors. Okay, Sara Tab .interiors. I'll put it in the description too. Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
Yeah,
so people can follow.
Yeah, I share very quick tips, so it's not very boring, but very to the point.
That's good.
So yeah.
Usually Instagram is like that. You gotta be fast and gotta catch the audience in that couple seconds.
Yeah.
That's nice. I feel like I'm gonna be using this. I'm like trying to imagine. So what should I do? How do I change my house?
You got me.
I should call you after for like a more in-depth conversation.
Definitely.
So how do you think like people can find their own style of like doing like interior decorating or
Their interior design style.
Yeah, their interior design stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting question. I'm glad you asked, because there is a lot of things that a person by themselves can do
Mhm.
to be able to find that even without an interior designer telling them. So that's one of the things that can really help is training your eye. So getting yourself more familiar with the other design styles and different design styles. So what I usually do myself is I look at a lot of photos.
Okay.
Whether it's in magazines, whether it's in Pinterest, whether it's in just searching up other people's like home or restaurants. So you can go to Arc Daily website, you can go to Design Day, Arc Daily and Architecture Digest.
Okay.
Those are two very good websites, and they have magazines too that you can like browse and see like what you like more. So getting yourself more
Familiarize.
into like getting just your eyes when you look at the things, you kind of feel like what you can relate yourself to more.
Yeah.
So after that, what an interior designer can do to help is we do a lot of interviews with the people who are our clients. So
Okay.
in a very early stage,
Yeah.
before making any mood board, any like
Oh, yeah.
concept board.
You guys make that. You guys like suggest them to make those things, the mood boards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We do a lot of those things
Okay.
in the very early stages, which is very fun part. We
Yeah.
conceptualize
Yeah.
and bring a concept for that
Yeah.
design, the
Yeah.
whole project, whether it's a hotel or whether it's a residential unit. So in that part, we talk a lot with the client. So
Yeah.
based on how their character is, based on what they're saying, based
Yeah.
on what their lifestyle is, what
Yeah.
they do as their occupation.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that you
goes
can
into it.
get hints
Yeah.
from to like kind of tell them or kind of familiarize themselves with like which style they can go with.
for.
So we can give them more ideas of what these three styles are more similar to you, for example. You can go and then they can see which one they can relate to. But
Interesting.
themselves on their own, they can do a lot of like look at a lot of things on Pinterest or magazines.
Yeah.
Just
There's just so many
Yeah,
photos and different
exactly.
designs and decorations and everything on all
Yes.
those platforms. I haven't checked the other two, but yeah, Pinterest, like for myself, like I do check it out a lot,
Yeah.
and it has a lot of good ideas.
And design tells like your designer style and what you like as an interior designer style tells a lot about you and how you live and who you are. And it is really interesting.
Yeah.
When you enter someone's space, you can tell like
Analyze me.
We don't judge.
It's okay. I said analyze. You can
We
judge.
analyze.
It's okay.
But yeah, you can tell like what they're like and what they do on a daily basis maybe. So it's like, you see someone
Yeah.
from their style, like what they're wearing, you kind of can get a sense of
Like
you can get a first impression like when you see
yeah.
someone without them speaking, you get a first impression of their style.
Yeah.
So
I guess your home would be a lot more explanatory in terms
your home
of like
is more like that.
who you are.
Yeah, because there's a lot of personal things in that space that has meaning.
Oh yeah.
So you can get a sense of that, and sometimes you can get the sense of when a person wants you to design that space for them, maybe they're not having their best environment that they want. Maybe they don't know what their style is yet, but you can get a sense of what their base is, so then you can help them with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's very, I think that's very informative. Like, I've never like really thought about like trying to find my own style. But
It's
like
really fun.
it's really fun, but I think thinking about it, like I do always go for certain like colors or certain textures or like, you know, certain items
Yeah.
like that I always like either buy from my house or buy from
Exactly.
myself.
That's your mood. That's your aesthetic.
Yeah.
And
Like I haven't actively thought about it.
what else? There's another thing that you can, like, a person can do in general. When you, if you have a Pinterest,
Mhm.
so the Pinterest is very smart. So
Mhm.
when you click on some things
Yeah.
and you save them or you pin them to your board,
Mhm.
it kind of gets your vibe, gets your aesthetic,
Yeah.
and it will just show you the things that you will
You might
like.
like. Mm.
But the
So
one thing I know about you, you like the material, good material a lot.
Me?
Yeah.
the high
Like
quality
high
material.
quality
Yeah.
countertops, high quality cabinets. She likes it a lot.
Yeah.
So she's a person of quality.
Yeah.
She really
Soon.
quality
I
over
can
quantity.
remember
That's
one-
why she said something to.
Yeah, I can remember once you came to the house, the countertop was marble, and you loved that.
Yeah.
you were not using marble.
I love light places. I love light finishes
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
I like that your flooring is light.
Yeah, I think
Light
this was
wood.
another thing that caught our
Im-
eye.
Yeah, it makes the space feel more inviting, open, airy. So that's
I'm glad that's the feeling she got.
Yeah.
when she entered.
But some people think darker theme is classier. It's more luxurious.
Darker theme?
Yeah. So some people. Think
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard this.
I feel
yeah.
like that's more because of like the classical style. Maybe it was darker.
those dark
Godfather
brown-
style.
Yeah.
But you do get the vibe though, like when you see like black leather, like very expensive couches, you do get a sense, oh, this is such a classic, like expensive taste.
Yeah, it's
But the house should be
moody.
spacious.
Yeah, but for the house, I
It
think
really
yeah.
depends on how much space you have. You cannot just tell yourself like, I like this.
Mhm.
I mean, you can, but
Yeah.
it is, if you want to have a more spacious
Yeah.
interior
opinion.
space and you have a maybe small apartment,
Mhm.
you gotta go, you gotta have to go with the colors that are lighter in
Mhm.
order to have a more open and airy space,
Mhm.
because that visual illusion will definitely make that impact and make the space feel more tight.
Yeah.
So you gotta use the smaller, more dainty furniture than
Yeah.
bulky ones, even
Yeah.
if you like more bulky and
Bulky.
comfortable
Mhm.
ones.
That's true.
So this is the compromise you need to
I
make
know,
for more
especially
space.
I feel like the newer apartments and new floor plans that they're making, everything is just so small now.
Yeah.
Everything is
Everything
shrinking
is
for some
shrinking.
reason. I honestly don't understand. Like the older the house or the
I feel
apartment
like the
is,
codes
it's
are
bigger.
Yeah, I feel like the codes are gonna change for the hallways.
Some of the bedrooms I can't fit, honestly. I can't.
Seriously, like yeah, like you can't fit in it. He like lays on the ground and it's filled up. Like
I was the other day. We were designing with my group
Mhm.
on a project, and there used to be, at least when I remember, when we were in BCIT, we were actually giving like 5 feet
Mhm.
space for a closet to each person in a room.
Mhm.
But now,
Mhm.
like, we were designing the other day with my friends, and they were like with my team, and they were like putting one closet, which was only 5 feet,
Okay.
and it was a bedroom for, like, it was a master bedroom.
Now they're calling it the walk-in closets.
Yeah, and it was a.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I
You're
was
right.
like,
That's-
5 feet is like, should be like 5 lineal feet should be only for one person, not for like 2 people.
No.
So I was
For a
like, they were like, we don't have space. We have to work with this.
The
Oh
thing
my
is,
God.
if they make it bigger, it's gonna be more expensive. The majority of the people, they can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
More, yeah. Well, yeah, it
They're
gets
thinking
bigger.
about that as well.
And the developers want more.
Yeah, they
want
want
more
more
units.
It's crazy because like yeah, like nowadays we go and like see different places and it's just so small. Like a normal human being, it's just hard to live in that space and like
Yeah.
everything's gonna feel
I
stuffy.
feel like Vancouver in a couple of years will turn into London or something.
How is London?
With
I've only been to the
this-
London airport.
It is very small. They have very small interior
Apartment.
spaces. Yeah.
God.
So I feel like with the amount of immigrants
Yeah.
entering giving, and you know, Canada only has like two very famous cities, which is Toronto and
Vancouver.
Toronto and Vancouver. So there is not a lot of option with good weather.
I know, that's true.
So,
I mean, even
it is
Toronto doesn't have
understandable.
that much of a great weather. It's
No,
just
it doesn't. But it's
just
just like
summer.
more developed
yeah,
than
more
other
industrialized, more
cities.
jobs. Yeah,
And
in
sun-
summer, yeah, it's
The
super
sun is
sunny.
a good plus, but
Yeah. No,
I can't with the
Have you been there?
coldness.
You've been
I
to
used to live there.
Toronto? You used to live in
Yeah.
Toronto. Oh yeah, okay. You
So,
could not
yeah.
bear.
That was really good.
So what do you think about the sunlight direction, like into the units or even the houses? Like I feel like a lot of people care about like if it's like north facing or like south
Yeah.
facing or whatever.
I feel like a lot of
Southeast
it
facing.
depends on the city that you are. I feel like in Vancouver, people only prefer the most natural light that they can get.
Mhm.
So,
Is there a
that's
best direction though, you think, in terms of like design?
people have different opinions.
Mhm,
So,
What's yours?
I like the most sunlight that I can get. Yeah.
throughout the day.
Like I like a very lit environment.
I feel that.
Yeah. The north is
I
not
don't like the
ideal,
morning ones.
but
that
some
much.
people are like the sunlight bothers me, comes
Yeah.
to my eyes
In the morning.
I don't know, the glare
It
glare
reminds
is
me.
and you know the glare can be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
especially if the material in the finishing material that you have in your space, like maybe glass or mirror and stuff that are there,
I have a horrible story. Go ahead.
or the materials that are reflective,
Yeah.
or maybe very absorbent, the colors that are very absorbent can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So people with that situation may not prefer the
Especially
south.
sometimes afternoon sunlight can be really annoying.
Afternoon
sunlight.
sunlight?
Afternoon sunlight, yes.
Because of the
Heat?
angle,
Oh,
The angle, yes.
angle is
Directly
very
right.
direct horizon. So that's not ideal. But I always prefer most sunlight that I can get because it's just me.
I know,
So,
especially like
yeah.
as you said, Vancouver, you don't get as much sunlight as you
I
should.
mean,
So
yeah.
it's a blessing when there's
I'm
the sun outside.
I'm gonna wear the sunglasses in the house and
I
enjoy
don't
the
care.
light.
Vitamin D
And
comes
house
through.
lights,
No, but I do have a story. I remember maybe in 2012, 13, I can't remember exactly, but my bedroom, my sister and I were in the same bedroom. So the bedroom was facing the morning sunlight. And then I remember this one night I forgot to shut the drapes, and then so it was open. And then if my bed was here, the what do you call it, the closet, it was completely all mirror on the door. It was all mirrors. And then this morning I felt like my eyeball was burning.
Wow.
Like that bad. And then I opened my eyes, and then now my eyes actually burning.
Oh my gosh.
So I just I moved.
I know it's very annoying.
It was like, yeah, it was a sunlight like going to the mirror on the closet and just like straight to
But
my
you had
eyeball.
that was a good alarm.
It
You didn't need an
it was too early for me to even wake up.
I get it, yeah. I
Like
know.
that was brutal. I'll never forget that day. My eyeball was burning.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
That's brutal. Yeah, I get it.
I know. Oh no, that's interesting. I feel like a lot of people do care.
My client, the last project that we had, she wanted us to make a bar in her living room.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, it was really fun
Yeah.
to do that. But she also had a lot of decorative items and crystals that she wanted to store. So
Okay.
she wanted a bar, not a wet bar, just a bar
Do you know the
with.
difference?
No, I was gonna
Yeah, she
ask, what is
doesn't
a
know.
wet bar?
So the wet bar is with the sink, so you have the plumbing and everything.
Oh, wow, okay.
But
You
the
have a small kitchen there as well.
but the other bar is just like maybe just the
Just
countertop
okay.
and like the shelvings
Mhm,
for
mhm,
your drinks and
Drinks,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
So and on the side she wanted the storage for her crystals and the decorative things that she had. So she told me that I really love my sunset, the sunset that I get from the window.
Oh,
She
because it
told
goes to the
me
crystals.
I really want to see the sunset
Aw.
more in the house. How
Yeah.
can we do that?
Yeah.
So I told her that like we can have mirrors
Mm-hmm.
in the back of the the
The
china cabinet that I was
okay.
creating
Yeah.
along with the bar.
Yeah.
So then she could have the
Mhm.
reflection of the sunset
That's
there
smart.
too. So if she's sitting right
Yeah.
like opposite to the windows, she can still
have the
use
sun.
that.
Wow.
So yeah, the direction is really
I think
important.
overall, like, it's very interesting, like, just designing and dealing with all these like little things. I mean, I don't think I could ever like in 1,000 years ever thought about some of the things that you were talking about. So
Oh,
she
was it something new?
yeah, even like like even like talking about like finding your own style, like you don't actively like, at least not me, like I haven't actively thought about like what is my style, and like you saying this stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm attracted more to like certain things, or as you were saying, certain textures or like forms or
Yeah.
shapes or
And
whatever.
if you just tell me what those things are later on, I
Mhm.
can definitely like tell you, oh, then you probably are more inclined to this kind of style.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I
you
don't
can
know
just
like
get
what kind of
cues from
styles
that.
are there even.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of styles out there?
There are a lot of
Different.
architecture and design styles because, from the, history,
Yeah.
there were so many different movements in art, architecture, music, in any sort of art.
Yeah.
So all of those had like an impact on all of the other designs and like all of the other so for example, a certain movement, like a modern movement, had impact on both architecture, interior design, fashion, industrial design, all those different areas. So, and from like we're just moving forward, and there are always different movements, so it's always changing. So
What is
each
the
year
trend
at
now?
least one.
What
Trend?
Yeah.
The trend now for 2024.
What is it? What is the trend for 2024?
There's not a definite thing because there wasn't a definite like movement or a situation, but I can observe that people are being more inclined to more like the spaces that are more still, they're going with more neutral spaces and light and bright spaces. So using more lighter materials in the space, so not darker flooring, not darker maybe marble stones like in the counter and stuff like that. But also they are trying to bring their own character to that space. So they're trying to make it more personal. Yeah. So like that twist can be from where they travel, they're bringing on the stuff
items,
that
souvenirs,
they're just bringing on their identity. But still people are being very neutral.
Yeah, I feel like I see that from like the videos I see on
Yeah,
Instagram,
and you can
like,
see Instagram, like people trying to be more aesthetic, they use more beige.
like
Still,
very
from
light
2020
browns
they are
and
using a
creamy.
lot of beige and creamy.
Different
So
like, it's like very interesting figured like pots, or like
I feel they are a little bit more scared of colors. I do see that thing.
I see a lot of like creamy like browns and beige colors, like very light brown.
Yeah, and sometimes I myself, when I'm trying to curate my Instagram feed, I am seeing myself being so much aware of like how it looks like, and like like all the colors go together. Like those.
This one goes with that one.
I know people are more inclined to seeing more beige and like
Mhm.
creamy stuff
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
but sometimes you cannot always have everything white and
Yeah.
off-white. So
yeah, it needs a bit of soul, I feel like.
But yeah, this is the thing now. So
This is a trend, everyone. Beige it is, still.
still.
In 2024, and it's still
But
beige.
try to bring your own character. Try
Yeah.
to be a little bit. I mean, it is really great to stay minimal and like, you know, have the blank space so then you can yourself try to bring in things.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when seasons change,
Yeah.
we have different decorative items. So
Yes.
I cannot have like my, I don't know, nutcracker still hanging around in the spring. So
Maybe you can. I've done it.
it's okay. I just moved my Christmas tree last week. So
Same, yeah.
We had the Christmas tree till like end of January, was it? Yeah.
so
Oh well.
so I was saying that like one of the good things with like having a neutral space and like a blank space is that you can buy different like you don't have to change your furniture.
Yeah. Okay.
You
I
can
see where you're
have
going.
maybe creamy or neutral furniture, but then you can change your cushions. You can have another
okay.
accent color in the area. So then you can switch around in different seasons. Maybe if you had red in Christmas,
Change
you
the
can
throw.
change it
Yeah.
to a pink for spring, or
Yeah.
you know, change the throw exactly. And these are the things that you can do. You can change your flower and stuff like that. So you don't have to always go with every trend. I don't recommend going with the trends.
That's
because
a bit
trends
pricey. Going with every
it's pricey,
trend.
and after that trend is done,
Yeah.
then you are not
You're
you're not relatable anymore.
Really?
And if you care about
You're
that,
discarded.
you're gonna be very sad about the expensive sofa that you bought that
that
you cannot
purchased.
do anything about it, and no one's gonna get it on the marketplace anymore
no one's
because
gonna
it's
buy
out
it
of the
for
trend.
That's true. You gotta sell
So
it for cheap.
you gotta really think if you wanna make differences, think about the small things that you have in your house, the decorative items, the you know, small accent things
that you can
to change around. Yeah.
That's very smart, actually. I think
Yeah.
it's quite useful. I should start thinking about it. Is there anything that you really love about your job, or anything that you don't like maybe about your job?
So one thing that I like is definitely making people happy. It sounds cliche, but it's not, because I feel like what I do is like has a very close connection with like the people. So first of all, I love connecting with people, so I love talking a lot, as you can see. But
well, I've been enjoying it, so
I'm glad. But so that having that contact with like different people with different backgrounds, different clients, different tastes, where they're coming from. So that's something that I really love. And that client can turn into a friendship. That friendship can turn into other things, like other opportunities in the work and other things in life. So that's the thing that I like about it, and trying to be able to create something that they will feel good in it, whether it's commercial, whether it's residential. I mean, it goes both ways. So that's something that I like. And the other thing is that about the same thing is that making them surprised. So my personal style is like creating a space that is very minimal, looks very minimal, looks very neutral, but then there is one item in that space which is a focal point. It's a big focal point that is screaming in that area. So it can maybe be, I don't know, a certain design on the wall, or a certain design in the ceiling, or maybe a very huge statement piece, like a very huge art piece, something that
so that would be the focal point.
That would be the focal
design.
point. And also that focal point kind of defines who my client is.
I see.
So it has kind of characters
Yeah.
and a sense of
Mhm.
that person in it. So that's
That's very
something
well
that I
put.
like to do.
Nice. No, I think it's interesting because yeah, you are directly like what you do directly impacts people's happiness, and it's kind of like their everyday life, where they
Mhm.
live, where they come back to, where they leave. And
Yeah.
so like they are in that space all the time, and it affects, as you said, their mood a lot. So
Yeah, it does.
like
So you
having
gotta be very careful.
yeah, like having that talent and like quality and like passion like to impact someone's happiness like in that way, I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
I
is there
agree.
anything you don't like about it though? The
The
downside.
thing that I don't like about it, um, there's nothing at the top of my mind that I don't like
There should
about
be
it,
one teeny tiny thing.
but maybe a lot of details in it. So
Mm.
the complexity of the details
Mm-hmm.
that goes in it. So if you maybe make a mistake,
Yeah.
an inch in your design,
Yeah.
it will be a foot in your
Holy.
installation, or
Oh, like in
in the
terms of
build.
measurements? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
in terms of measurements, or in terms of you know maybe choosing something that a material that might not be perfect for that area. So you got to be very careful. You got to be
Yeah.
very specific, and there's
Yes.
so many layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I am a very because I'm a very perfectionist person, and I don't like
Yeah.
that about myself. Some people feel like
Embrace it. Yeah.
perfectionism is
It's the
like
best.
something idealistic, is like a classy thing, but that's something that actually bothers the person who is living with it.
Yeah.
So I feel like having a job that is very detail oriented
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit difficult, but
Yeah. It's
in
like you
general
have
I'm
to
enjoying
master it,
it.
but that's good. No,
Yeah.
I see. I think even just being detail oriented on its own is difficult. Like,
Yeah,
but if you are a perfectionist, it's just like,
and
did I
have
achieve that level of excellence in like what
yeah,
I design or not?
exactly. And that's your job, and there are expectations that you make in your mind that people have from you, which they might not even have. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to like really get to know your clients as well, like get what they like and like what they not like and
Yeah, and there's a lot of back and forth with
with the
like,
design.
revisions, a lot of
Oh,
that, which I love,
yeah.
but sometimes for the time that you're spending,
Mm-hmm.
it can be like maybe you got to do it again, all over again.
Even all over again. Oh my God, that's hard. All over again is hard.
Yeah.
No.
But in general,
No.
we love it.
You do?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do.
well that's good. No, like if I think about like trying to make revisions, that's just like doing it all over again. I feel like it's just too hard. I can't
Yeah.
even imagine it.
And
It's like, but I already spent all this time, like, all this energy on this.
exactly.
Revisions make sense, but doing it all over again? Oh my
And
God.
I don't have a character to like yell at them and be like, no. So I'm
But
like
I
very,
spent,
always
gotta pay
very
me double now.
I know, I'm very protective of my clients, like
Yeah.
emotions, and I feel like they're putting a lot of heart and soul into
Mhm.
that area that they want to transform it.
Okay.
So I'm always trying to deliver again, even if I have to do from scratch. So it's kind of like I like to do it. Some people may not like do
No,
the
like you
whole
have the
thing all over it
dedication
again.
for it.
Yeah,
Like you are
yeah.
passionate, you have the dedication for it, so
Yeah.
you're okay with that.
Thank you for complimenting me.
I'll remember to come to you for my designing my next house.
Thank you. My
Yeah.
honor.
No, I can see that you are like full of like all this great information. I think a lot of the tips that you shared, they were very useful, like practical information that can easily be used, like not like super expensive, like kind of thing
Yeah,
that's like not
exactly. That's really
achievable by
important.
yeah.
Because many people think like interior design can't be. I mean, if you want to renovate your house,
Mhm.
well, that can be
Yeah.
expensive. But if
Yeah.
you want to change a little bit of the mood in the area, you
Yeah.
can do it without like having a very huge budget.
Budget.
So
And that's important. No, I think all the tips that you shared were all like really practical tips that like
Thank you.
yeah, no, they were like really useful. And like most importantly, I think it was a really great reunion and
I
great
know,
get together,
that
doing a
was so
little
lovely. Yeah.
reminiscing of like the past. Even like ever since I like we started talking and like talking about like coming here and like planning it, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about all the memories of like we've had together.
I
like,
know.
all of them are just like coming back to me. So it was
That was
just
great.
yeah, it's just been so pleasant. And
Yeah, thank you for
yeah,
having
I
me.
I enjoyed everything that we talked about. It was really nice, and thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so
No,
glad that we had this opportunity to
mm,
talk
yeah,
and
same.
rebound.
No, and I'm also hoping it'll stay that way.
Of course.
Yeah, no,
You know
definitely.
me. You know my character.
Yes, I'll be like Sada Joan. Let's
I'll be hanging around. Tag along.
come and decorate my house, please. Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming, and thanks everyone for watching and listening and staying with us to this point. And I wanted to thank everyone who's been giving me feedback, really constructive feedback actually, and I've been trying to implement them at least in this episode. I'm hoping that it'll show. And yeah, if you have any more feedback, leave it in the comment section. You can send a direct message to me. I'm on my Instagram. The Instagram ID will be in my description. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a great night, everyone, or morning. Bye.